welcome to the Disabled Podcast, starring your host, Christian Reitz.
Hot dog, let's go!
Welcome to the Disabled Podcast, the show that incorporates disabilities with the magic of Disney. Welcome to episode 4, entitled The Disney Theme Parks, Part 1, Magic Kingdom. Be sure to use our hashtag the Disabled Podcast when sharing this podcast to all social media platforms. Again, that's hashtag the Disabled Podcast when sharing this podcast to all social media platforms. And now, here's your host, Christian Reitz. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Disabled Podcast. So, in the last episode, we talked about the various forms of transportation throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. And now today, we're going to start talking about the Disney theme parks. Now, this week's episode is a very special episode because this is part 1 of 4 episodes in a series that we're doing on the Disney theme parks. Now, during each episode of this 4-part series, we're going to be going through each individual Disney theme park, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite attractions, shows, character sightings, and dining that can be found in each of the various theme parks. But first, the latest in Disney theme park news. The 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World is now happening all across the Walt Disney World Resort at all theme parks, water parks, Disney Springs, and the Disney Resort hotels for the next 18 months. So be sure to book your next Disney vacation real soon so you don't miss out on all the magic. Now let's kick things off by talking about everybody's favorite theme park, and I personally would say the most popular theme park, the Magic Kingdom. Now, the Magic Kingdom made its debut on October 1st, 1971, and is home of the famous Disney icon, Cinderella Castle, and also the famous statue of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. Now, there are 6 different themed lands in the Magic Kingdom that have many different attractions, and these themed lands are Main Street USA, Adventureland, Liberty Square, Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. So let's take a few moments and discuss some of the best attractions and dining experiences in each land. Then we'll talk about some live entertainment. And finally, we'll dive into character sightings in the Magic Kingdom. So buckle up, grab a drink or a snack, and let's talk about the Magic Kingdom. So let's travel down the Magic Kingdom to our first themed land, and that is, of course, Main Street USA. And let's talk about some of the things that you can find while in Main Street. Now, Main Street USA is usually the place where you can find the best shopping and some great snacking options within the Magic Kingdom. Now, when it comes to shopping, there are several shops where you can be sure to find some of the best attire, jewelry, hats, even Mickey ears, toys, and so much more. And those places are places like the Art of Disney, the Chapeau, Crystal Arts, Disney Clothiers, and the Main Street Emporium. Now, if you're like me and you have a sweet tooth, exactly like I do, or maybe you might be a little hungry, then you can indulge yourself at the Main Street Confectionery, the Plaza Restaurant, the Crystal Palace, Casey's Corner, and the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, just to name a few. And also, if you may need a little hair trim, you can get your very first haircut at the Harmony Barbershop. So be sure to check out those options when you visit Main Street USA. Now let's keep walking down Main Street and go to the next themed land on our agenda, and that is Adventureland. Now, Adventureland is an area that is actually pretty hard to describe, but I guess you could say that it's partially a tropical island and another part jungle themed. Now, Adventureland is home to a few different attractions that you definitely don't want to miss, like Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride, the Enchanted Tiki Room show, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, and of course, everyone's favorite, every Disney fan's favorite, the Jungle Cruise. And by the way, the Jungle Cruise and the Enchanted Tiki Room are both accessible if you're in a wheelchair. So you can actually get your wheelchair upon the Jungle Cruise and they'll strap you in. Now, if you want to find the best dining options or snacks around Adventureland, I would highly recommend the Adventureland Spring Roll Cart, usually located towards the entrance of Adventureland, but there's also some other places where it may be as well. The Tortuga Tavern, Sunshine Tree Terrace, and Aloha Isle. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Are you looking for that perfect souvenir in Adventureland and you don't know where to go? Well, then be sure to check out the Agrabah Bazaar, Bawana Bob's, the Island Supply Sunglass Hut, and so much more. Our next land in the Magic Kingdom that we want to talk about is Liberty Square. Now, I would tell you that Liberty Square is usually a little bit what's on quote-unquote the low-key side of things, because it only has 3 attractions that you can really choose from, like the Haunted Mansion, the Liberty Square Riverboat, and the Hall of Presidents live stage show, which is basically an animatronic show. So be sure to check out those 3 attractions when visiting Liberty Square. Now, if you're hungry and you want to grab a bite to eat in that area, then you have a few options to choose from. You can choose from the Liberty Tree Tavern, Columbia Harbor House, which is one of my personal favorites to eat at, and Sleepy Hollow if you have a sweet tooth, and so much more. And for all you souvenir shoppers, there are only 2 shops available in this particular land: the Ye Old Christmas Shop and Memento Mori. Now, the next themed land I want to talk about is Frontierland. Now, Frontierland is for those Disney fans who love thrill rides. When it comes to attractions at Frontierland, though, you'll definitely want to check out a few of them, like Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Tom Sawyer Island, and the live audio animatronic stage show, the Country Bear Jamboree. Now, for the best dining experience, you'll definitely want to check out the Golden Oak Outpost, Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe in Westward Ho. The next themed land that you can find in the Magic Kingdom is considered one of the most popular themed lands in all of the Magic Kingdom, and that is Fantasyland. Now, Fantasyland is home to some of the best rides and attractions that are my absolute favorites, such as The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Undersea Adventure, which, by the way, if you're in a wheelchair, this is a fantastic ride because they can actually put your wheelchair actually onto the ride vehicle. Dumbo the Flying Elephant, which is a classic ride for Disney fans, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the Mad Tea Party Teacups Ride, Peter Pan's Flight, and much more. Dining options at Fantasyland include Be Our Guest Restaurant, the Friar's Nook, Pinocchio Village House, Gaston's Tavern, and Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, all the restaurants and eateries that I've just mentioned throughout this podcast, they typically don't need a reservation in order to be accepted into them. So you don't have to do anything in advance, except for Cinderella's Royal Table, which is located inside Cinderella Castle. So if you're looking to buy any souvenirs from your trip in Fantasyland, you can check out the Fantasy Fair, Bonjour Village Gifts, Big Top Souvenirs, and Sir Mickey's. And finally, our last themed land that you'll definitely want to check out is, of course, Tomorrowland. Now, Tomorrowland, I would describe that as a very futuristic type of land. In fact, there are so many classic and fun attractions to choose from. And there's even some interactive attractions like Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, which again is another accessible attraction that you can put your wheelchair up onto the ride. Astro Orbiter, the Carousel of Progress, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which is an interactive stage show. It's like I would describe it as like it's an animated stage show. And another fan favorite attraction, which is Space Mountain. Now, dining options in Tomorrowland do include Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, the Launching Pad, the Tomorrowland Terrace Restaurant, which is open seasonally, and so much more. Now, for shopping and also for pin trading, if you want to happen to trade pins that you get from Walt Disney World, be sure to check out Star Traders and the Tomorrowland Light and Power Co. Okay, so now that we've been through all 6 lands in the Magic Kingdom, let's talk character sightings that you can find. So currently at the Magic Kingdom, due to the ongoing pandemic that we're in now, there are no character meet and greet opportunities. However, there have been some character sightings featured all throughout the Magic Kingdom, and also specific cavalcades, which are kind of like parades, that feature characters like Mickey and Minnie, the Disney Princesses, Buzz Lightyear, Pooh and Friends, Stitch, and many, many more. Now let's talk real quickly about the different types of live entertainment and nighttime spectacular shows at the Magic Kingdom. Now that the 50th anniversary has started, there are a couple of brand new experiences that are at the Magic Kingdom, like, of course, the cavalcades that I've mentioned that happen throughout the day at the Magic Kingdom, but also, if you're looking to find some nighttime spectaculars, like fireworks, then you will want to check out the newest nighttime spectacular, Disney's Enchantment, which incorporates lasers, fireworks, Disney music, and projections all over Cinderella Castle, as well as down Main Street, USA. Now, one of my best tips I would say for visiting the Magic Kingdom, and really for visiting Walt Disney World, is to be sure to download the My Disney Experience app so that way you can get any more updated information, ride closures, wait times for attractions, show times, mobile dining orders and reservations, and lots more. Well, that's all the time I have for this week's episode of the Disabled Podcast. Be sure to join me next week where we will continue our Disney theme park series and talk about Disney's Hollywood Studios. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see ya.
Real soon.